All right, Natalie, you start us off.
Michael Katz, go ahead.
Hey, Matt, this whole season, you've kind of brought up that this team was just a little bit different. At what point did you know that this team just had something special about it? And have you been able to put a finger on what exactly it is?
You asked, have I put a finger on it? Like, could I?
Yeah.
Well, I started noticing it around end of last season. And it wasn't just me, it was, coaches preaching it, and it was really just us believing it. And, they wanted it to come from me from the beginning to be the believer as a leader. And, that's what I did. And, at times it wasn't easy, but, I had my teammates to have my back, like Braylon, Chance, OT, Mark Robinson, all these guys who everybody in each position room, there's always, one or a couple leaders in each room. And I think that was the biggest difference. And, I said this before, I couldn't be more prouder than those guys just because they demanded more out of themselves, and not only themselves, but their teammates as well. And there's this big camaraderie that we have of love and trust.
Nick Suss, go ahead.
When all of you veterans decided to come back last year, was this kind of what you envisioned? Was this what you saw coming?
It's not what we saw coming, but it was something that we for sure worked for as a purpose, going into the 5 a.m.s, in 20-degree weather in January, just having a throwing session with our, just me and the quarterbacks, just doing it on our own, and just being able to, work through that as time goes on. And it's not easy because there's some days where you don't want to do it, and just pushing through that, and your team noticing that you're pushing through it, because 12-week season, we're in our 12th week. It's hard to do the little things that stay on the little things, so the big things get taken care of. And just being able to handle the little things and keeping the main thing, and just preaching that and keep making sure everybody's on the same page. I think that's what we did a good job of.
Michael Katz, go ahead.
Matt, I'm not sure if you've thought this far ahead yet, but have you thought about whether you are going to play in the bowl game? It's probably going to be a New Year's Six game.
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm playing.
Blake Topmeyer, go ahead.
And Matt, for a guy from California, but someone who's played in this rivalry several times now, when did it sink in for you what this rivalry means, and can you sort of put into perspective what winning this game means for Ole Miss?
This game is, it has a lot of history behind it, and just understanding that history, people on this staff that have grown up, through Ole Miss, like growing up as a little kid in Oxford, that, experienced this rivalry, and, how much it means to them, and them explaining what it means to us. So, I mean, just being in that room and, feeling those coaches' energies, like you could tell, like, okay, this rivalry is real for sure. And, just like the Tennessee game, going into a hostile environment, just not getting into the emotions, just keeping the main thing, not worried about what's going on outside, doing your job one play at a time. And what was that second question?
Just what it means to beat an in-state run.
I mean,
yeah.
Not only is this a big win for, our rivalry and Ole Miss, but, us winning this game, we go down in history, because Ole Miss has never had a 10-win regular season, or 10 regular season wins. So, I mean, that's definitely a good feeling. It's a good feeling when a program hasn't done something in a very long time and you do it, but to do something that hasn't been done before ever in the history of this school, I think that's something special, and it speaks a lot for people in this locker room.
Nick Suss, go ahead.
When did that 10-win stat end up on your radar? When were you guys kind of using that as motivation?
After last weekend, I didn't know that. And Kiffin always preaches one game at a time. And, he laid it all on us, because, this was our last game, and what we had at stake, we had a New Year's Six bowl, and we had this 10-win season that was at stake. And I think that really gave us extra motivation for sure.
Any other questions for Matt? Great. Thank you.
Thank you.